Lads. Lads, welcome to another match preview on the channel. We are previewing Fulham versus Sheffield United at 8 p.m. at Craven Cottage on Saturday evening, tomorrow evening, that is. Did I say live on Sky? Because it is live on Sky. And Hal, how the devil are you, my friend?
Very well. Absolutely. Great to be back. You're absolutely spot on as well. Sky Sports main event, 7:45 p.m. Kickoff at 8 p.m. And our watch along begins at 7:30. And I'm very pleased to say Nick and I will be exactly in sync like that 90s boy band.
Backstreet Boys.
There we go. So you can actually join us for the watch along and we'll actually be watching the same thing as you at exactly the same time. Let's never speak of West Ham ever again.
No, it all went wrong, didn't it, mate? All went wrong. It was the worst watch along that for me, because it was just like, why are you 10 seconds in front?
Yeah, I think it was an awful game. It was our worst watch along, and that's it. That's the end of the sentence. I don't know why I said and.
I just hope that other people enjoyed it. I think some people did. So, yeah, I hope they did. So, last match. We've got to talk about West Ham 3, Sheffield United 0, I suppose, haven't we? We won't talk about it for long, don't worry, because we don't want to think about it, do we? We were okay, but a little bit poor. Let's be honest, we could have probably got something out of that game, but we've said that all season long. We've just made mistakes at the wrong time, and we did it again. And it definitely wasn't a 3-0 game. A lot of West Ham fans were giving us grief in the comments of videos, but some West Ham fans looked at it and were like, if you'd have put that chance away, it'd have been a different story. And with McGoldrick missing that header changed the game completely.
I'd say if I had told you before the game we were going to have 8 shots on goal, 5 on target, away from home, you'd actually say, that's pretty good. Yeah,
you'd think you'd probably win the game, or at least draw the game, but you wouldn't think you'd lose 3-0, would you?
Madness. Hated it.
Yeah, it was shocking. And we'll move on from that, and we'll talk about last time out against Fulham at Bramall Lane.
So from one 3-0 to another 3-0. Of course, it wasn't at Bramall Lane. We're doing the Craven Cottage, aren't we?
Of course, mate.
Yeah, so I had to go all the way back to the 6th of March, 2018 for this one. Mitrovic, and Tom Kearney. The only good thing about that is those 3 that scored in that game are all out for this game. I mean, I don't really want to dwell too much on that match at all. It was awful. The only thing I suppose that's mildly interesting is the players that played for us that day that could be involved this time round. Enda Stevens, George Baldock, Chris Basham, and Billy Sharp.
Yeah. But we'll not talk about that. We'll move on. 3-0. It's happened again, hasn't it? So, team news. First of all, I've got down here long term, and I've put Sander Berge and Jack O'Connell when actually Chris Wilder today said that Jack O'Connell's a couple of weeks kind of off, maybe not being in contention, but a couple of weeks training on the grass he needs to make sure that he's 100% ready to come back, because he's had a couple of hiccups in coming back. Not really sure about Sander Berge. He said that he'd gone down to London to have a little bit more treatment. Jack Robinson's still out, but it doesn't seem like Chris Wilder cares that much. But last one, John Egan, that is a big one. 8 weeks, dislocated toe. Not like Luis Mousset's dislocated toenail, but dislocated toe, not too bad. It could be worse. It sounds a horrific injury. I've had a broken toe before, which was bad enough. I think a dislocated toe is maybe worse. So, yeah, dislocated toe, not great. 8 weeks, better than it could have been. It could have been a bloody leg break. It could have been a Jack O'Connell sort of, not career-ending injury, but a good few months, like 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So a couple of months out, not too bad. Short-termers, we think John Fleck's a short-termer, but nothing's really been said much about John Fleck. Did Wilder say much about Fleck earlier, Hal?
No, I mean, just that one thing I think we should say is whatever's happened with Fleck on a human level, we just want him to be okay. So it's not really about football, is it? We've no idea what's gone on. We've heard all sorts of rumours. That's one of the things in our position. People send us rumours all the time. We've no idea if they're true, so we don't speculate.
No, exactly. And really, right now, I think most Sheffield United fans think that we're down. So, do we really want these players back? Getting like more and more down, like we are. Maybe it's just time to play a few other players, a few fringe players, and try something different.
When we went down from the Championship, we actually started to blood some of the youth, and it didn't actually hurt them, did it?
Harry
Maguire, yeah,
Jordan Slew,
exactly, and it didn't hurt any of them. So
except for Jordan Slew.
Well, Jordan Slew was really good for us, so
yeah.
It didn't. I don't see a downside really, because there's no fans to get on their back in the stadium. If they stay off social media and just get their head down and focus on football, could be a positive. We've got to try and find some positives in an absolutely awful season with nothing to cling on to and just our key players injured.
I know, mate, but it's a different kettle of fish this time. We're in the Premier League, the best league in the world, people say. So I don't know. If someone has a bad game, they may always think, oh, I'm never going to be Premier League quality. So I don't know. You don't know who they are. Like, Harry Maguire was a very headstrong player. Look where he's got. Jordan Slew, not so much, but had a good kind of few games at the back end of the Championship season.
But anyway, I'd look at it like this. If they do well, they know I can already play in the Premier League. And if they do badly, they know exactly what they've got to work on to get back to that level. Yeah,
you're right. You are right. But it could also work in a negative way. The other one that I've got for short term, no idea, Lys Mousset. I think at this point, Lys Mousset showed nothing this season other than missing an open net. And sorry, he kind of got an assist against Bristol Rovers where he headed it off the bar, hit the keeper and went in. But other than that, he's done bugger all. So are we really that bothered if he don't come back into the team? We've got enough strikers, really. We should be scoring goals anyway. So we'll move on. Che Adams, another one. Good one.
I'm just going to leave that comment there.
Fair enough. I will like that. I'm trying to look at it. I'm not gonna go against you on that. Predicted lineup for me: Ramsdale in goal. It's either going to be Georgie B. I think Georgie B should come back in. Georgie Baldock, that is. Ender Stevens, probably left wing back for me. Basham, Jags, Ampadu, Norwood again, probably, because we've not got a lot of midfielders. Lundstram on the right, Osborne on the left, Didsey, and then either Burke or Sharp. Not sure. For me, it's a massive toss-up between those two, Sharp and Burke, because they offer two completely different things. Sharpie, against the lesser teams, has scored goals before. And I think when we played West Brom away from home, going back to that game where none of the strikers could hit a barn door, Sharpie would have absolutely gobbled up 2 or 3 of those chances. So Burke for the pace, away from home, but also, I don't know, it could be either Burke or Sharp. What did you go for, Hal, on your Twitter?
Yeah, on Twitter, at Sheffield United Way. Please do follow us on Twitter. I want to get to 11,000 followers by midnight tonight. Let's have a look. We are on 1,700. So only a way to go. I went with McGoldrick and Sharp because they are still the only two that actually look like scoring.
I know. And Didsey's undroppable, really. I said on Twitter earlier, he's unstoppable. And someone says, I don't think he's unstoppable. I'm like, yeah, that's predictive text. I meant undroppable. I don't think he's... You can't drop him unless he's either injured or you're giving him a rest. And I think in this game, again, it's a must-win. Even though we think we're down, it's a must-win, really. We need to go to Fulham and we need to beat them. So Fulham, Hal?
Fulham are currently 18th in the table, 6 points from the safety of where Newcastle are. The Blades, of course, bottom of the division. Feels like it has been all season. We're 14 points behind Newcastle. 14 games, of course, left to play. The Cottagers have actually only lost 11 of their 24 league games this season. Interestingly, they've won 3 games, as many as us, but it's been a season of draws for Fulham, and that is why they are ahead of us points-wise. Fulham have scored just 7 goals in 12 home Premier League games this season. So that's 1-1, drawn 4, lost 7. That's fewer than any other club in the scoring stakes. And Fulham will be without Tom Cairney, as I mentioned. He's injured. Mitrovic is unavailable for selection. He tested positive for coronavirus, so we wish him well in his recovery. And Scott Parker is expected to stick with the same side that started against Burnley on Wednesday evening. That was 1-1. Meaning that Maja, who potentially has a bit of a calf problem, should again lead the line with support from Ademola Lookman and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. They'll play in the wide areas. Cavallero and Anguissa are options for a change in the midfield. I think Anguissa is a very good player. But Scott Parker has said that the surprise birthday party thrown for Terence Congolo, you might remember a player we were linked with when he was at Huddersfield, was, and I quote, not acceptable. Now, it's understood that Congolo, who's Dutch, had no prior knowledge of this party, right? Which was to celebrate his 27th birthday. It was, people there when that's not supposed to happen. And now he will not feature in this match. So he's not going to be in the likely 11. I'm going to go with Areola in goal, Tete, Anderson. I can never say this guy's name, but Adarabioyo. Nailed it. Aina, Lamina, Harrison Reed, Loftus-Cheek, De Cordova-Reed, Lookman, and Maja. Wow, that's a lot.
Can't Bobby Reed just be called Bobby Reed? Why has he changed his name?
Yes, it's to do with his mother, and his sister actually is a politician, and she's bizarrely changed her surname, but it's slightly different to how he's changed his surname.
Oh, I don't know. To be honest, mate, I'd not seen Bobby Reed play football for quite a bit, and then suddenly I was looking at this guy and thinking, isn't that Bobby Reed? And they were calling him Deco Reed or whatever his name is. Yeah. Weird. Anyway, score prediction. Can we be positive? Let's be positive, shall we?
No. I've been positive, right, every single game, as you know.
I know you
and it's made no odd difference. I haven't got a single score prediction right. Fulham have lost just
Is that true?
One. Yeah, I haven't got a single one right? And Fulham have lost just one of their last 8 league games against the Blades. Right, and the Blades, we haven't won at Craven Cottage since 1985. A 3-2 win in 9. How old were you in 1985?
-2.
Exactly. Fulham are yet to register a single Premier League win on a Saturday this season as well. Just so many amazing stats that lead you to have to surmise that it's either going to be 0-0 or 1-0 Fulham.
Yeah, probably the latter, mate. Probably the latter. It has been all season, hasn't it? So what are you going for? Are you going for one of those two?
1-0 Fulham.
Oh, mate. I'm going to have to bring the positive vibes in, aren't I? Yes, that's exactly the score I'm going for. 2-1 Blades. I've got to try and be a little bit positive. I keep getting absolutely hammered for being negative in videos. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more positive and say that we're going to win 2-1. I'm going to go for Lookman to score. No, actually, I'm going to go Didzy to score first, Lookman to score, and then Sharpie, last 5 minutes. That's what I'm going for.
Predictions are fun.
Yeah, they're really not, are they, mate? Really not.
I
Shall we not do the
can we scrap
next
them?
year?
Scrap them. They don't mean anything.
Shall we just put on screen everybody else's predictions?
They make me look stupid, and of course, there's no knowledge really involved in predictions. You never know what's going to happen on the day. You can get everything right in your prediction, and then a man can be sent off in the first minute, a key player, and it's all out the window.
Too right, mate. Too right. Let's move on to the memorable and the matches. So what's your memorable matches?
Very hard, of course, to find a Blades win against Fulham at Fulham. So I've had to go Tuesday, the 30th of January, 2007, Sheffield United 2, Fulham 0. The win was United's first at Bramall Lane in 2007. And John Stead, on 23 minutes, scored his first goal for the Blades. I know it was lovely, this game, because we made it 2-0 just like 5 minutes later when Michael Tongue converted Stephen Quinn's cross. That was on 28 minutes. And Fulham at that point had not lost for 10 games. They were on a hell of a run. And they were really good in this game as well. Paddy Kenny was in fine form, denying them multiple times. Our team that day, this is just a Rolodex of quality. Paddy Kenny, Gure, Jagielka, Chris Luchetti, Armstrong, Colin Kazim Richards, Tungy, Monty, Stephen Quinn, who I've mentioned, Super Johnny Stead, and Robbie Hulse. Robbie Hulse.
Oh, what a team. That is a great team. It's missing Chris Morgan.
He must have been injured, and that's why Chris Luchetti, who actually played more games for us in the Premier League than he did in the Championship.
I didn't mind Chris Luchetti, to be perfectly honest. I don't think he was a bad defender. And he played for us in the Premier League, so I can't say more than that. Okay, so Robbles. Let's just talk about Robbles just for 1 second. What an absolute legend he was for us in the Premier League. What a brilliant striker. And a big shame, really. Big shame, wasn't it, that he got injured and he was never the same player again. But let's move on. Let's talk about player connections now. Do you want to go first?
I'm going to give you a player that once we let him go, it all went downhill for a certain manager, Kevin Mcdonald.
Yeah, I've got him too. Kev Mac, I've got down here. Good old Kev Mac. He was a very good footballer. I've not seen him play for Fulham all season. I'm not sure if he has. I didn't even know he still played for Fulham, if I'm being completely honest, because not seen much of him. I'm going to go with Let's Get Stearman. Hey. Got to love a bit of Richard Stearman. And when he played for Fulham, he had beautiful long locks, didn't they?
Yeah, I love how his surname's become a verb.
Yeah, definitely love that. He was a half-decent player for us, weren't he, in the Championship? And we'll never forget that header against Middlesbrough. And then him like, get off me, let me go and celebrate. I never get a chance to celebrate.
Yeah, completely. I've put it on screen. We'll both do it at the same time. 3, 2, 1. John Ollie.
Oh, only once.
Yeah, well,
you can't just say John Ollie once.
As well.
You can't just say John Ollie once.
Fine. John Ollie.
That
great chant. You'll never better that chant. That and Santos. Those are your two best.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go for somebody
that awful, wasn't
it? I'm going to go for someone that we interviewed the other day. Who's it, Hal?
Paul Pesky-Salido.
Pesky-Salido. What an absolute legend. And he actually spoke about Rob Kozluk doing something quite funny to John Hawley's back. We'll just leave it there. That sounded a bit weird.
No, it's such a funny story. You've got to watch that when it comes out.
The only thing was, I don't think I told it right, because I've told it 2 people up to now, and neither of them laughed. But when he told us, we were absolutely creasing, weren't we?
It's a really funny story, and he told it superbly. He's a great talker, actually. It's a really good podcast. So you've done Stearman. I'll give you a current player for us, of course, Ollie Norwood.
Yeah, that's actually one of them that I nearly forgot. But yeah, Ollie Norwood's had a great career. I'm sick of seeing people talk ill of the man. He took us from Championship level to Premier League level, and then had a great season last season as well.
That transfer that Wilder did is arguably one of the best he's ever done. Getting rid of Lee Evans, the sweaty comedian, and bringing in Ollie Norwood. It was a masterstroke. A masterstroke.
Yeah. I honestly don't think if he wouldn't have come in, we'd have got promoted.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. So people need to remember that when he's going through a sticky spell now.
Yeah, and not just that, mate. He's been given the captaincy on more than one occasion. So he's obviously a good guy to have in the dressing room, and he's a leader. So that says it all. Anyway, we'll move on from that because I'll end up going a bit mad. Michael Brown, my lord. Michael Brown, oh Lord, Michael Brown.
It makes you realise how many songs we've had for players. Not all of them good.
No. I like that one, though.
That one's good. Yeah, I'll give you Barry Hales, who never did enough to warrant a song.
Yeah, up to now, we've both got everyone that the other person's got as well. So I think that's the end of mine.
Yeah, it's the end of mine as well.
Oh, is it? Oh, excellent. Did you have all the ones that I had?
Yeah, you had all the ones I had.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love that.
First time.
I've got one more, but it doesn't count because he hasn't played a game for us and he hadn't played a game for Fulham.
Wow.
He still plays for us.
But he hasn't played a game for us.
Nope. not in the league, or in a cup competition. No, he has played in a cup competition, but not in the league.
Well,
he didn't play for Fulham either.
Did League One Wes go to Fulham?
League One Wes started at Fulham.
I didn't know that.
0 appearances. And then I looked at the Sheffield United, and I thought he'd obviously played against Burnley, weren't it, in the cup? And I was looking for the one, and it said 0 there as well. So I'm guessing it was just going on league appearances. So that just made me laugh. League One Wes started his career 0 appearances for either club. That's what I've written down. Which
well done funny. If you got that as you're watching this, either now live or later.
And one more, I've got a manager connection.
Mickey Adams.
Oh, you just got it straight away. Fair play. Fair play. Player manager at Fulham, his very first club that he managed, and obviously managed us and took us down into League One, but it wasn't his fault. I'm not going to blame Mickey Adams for that. And I think he deserved... Go on.
I often think how many Blades have managed the Blades, and there's no other clubs I could think of that have had as many supporters that have actually managed their club. I really think that makes us quite special. Yeah,
I completely agree. I don't think that Mickey Adams was... I think he should have been given the chance to try and take us back up. I know Danny Wilson did a good job, but Mickey Adams has done well in his managerial career in the lower leagues, and I thought he could have done maybe quite well in League One. But anyway, we'll move on from that because Hal obviously doesn't agree with me. So how are we going to win this game, Hal?
It's just this kind of season you just want to end. And the ways that we've played in so many games is so similar to last season, but we've had mistakes. We've had no luck, and we aren't taking any real chances. It gets to the point where some of our attacks are embarrassing. And we've done the watch-alongs the last few games, and you can't quite get your head around how we needed 3 chances at Old Trafford and scored 2 goals, and then we create 8 chances against West Ham and never actually looked like scoring.
Mate, we got lucky at Old Trafford. We played brilliantly, don't get me wrong. Defended excellently, which we've not done all season. But we got lucky with the second goal. The first one, technically Billy Sharp probably fouled De Gea just about. And Aaron Ramsdale flapped across that they put in the back of the net. So I think we were quite lucky against Man United. But we did play really well. And that good performance warranted that victory for me.
You make your own luck in this game if you play well.
You do. So, yeah, let's leave it there. Hopefully we'll create some more chances in this game. Hopefully they'll give us something to shout about in the game so me and Hal can go, play proper football. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that, should I? I don't want to...
We got something coming up which we've had waiting for us to score.
And we didn't score in the last game. So, yeah, let's leave it there. Thank you very, very much, everybody, for being here. Thanks for everybody who's going to watch it as a video as well on YouTube. Really appreciate everything. If you want to come and watch us on the watch along, what time is it, Hal?
7:30 on the YouTube channel. Sign up, like, and subscribe. You know what to do.
Thank you very much, and like this video. Subscribe to this video. No, subscribe to this channel, and we will see you in the next one. So thank you very much. And what do we say, Hal?
Stay in good nick.
Stay in good nick.